Hello! Today I'm gonna show you two masculine birthday cards and one feminine version of them. And they look like this. They are kinda naturey. And these are the male ones. As you can see, they glitter. They are pretty similar. This one has pears and some green. And this one has green, also brown and some blue. And then the feminine one, the womanly one, is this one. It's red, brown and green, and also has pears, the pear stamp, and then it has leaves here. And on the inside, the feminine one looks like this. It has 3 small leaves and some paper here. And on the inside of this one, it has like that. Some of the same paper on the inside that glitters. I think the camera picks up the glitter quite nicely, yeah. And the blue one, well, not the blue one, but the one with the blue sparkles, has like that on the inside. And to make these cards, you will start by taking something to save your crafting mat. This is just a normal paper that I use to save my crafting mat. I started out with white paper for the manly cards, and for the feminine card I used, actually, this is a little bit darker. And they don't have to be glittery, not shiny. Use some matte so the color will stick to it. And the thing I did was I used Distress inks. And for the Distress inks, you're just gonna take the paper, white or brown. And the colors that I used were Vintage Photo, Peeled Paint, and Fired Brick. And I just went around in circular motion. Oh, I also had tea dye. For this one and this one, I had tea dye. So you can see a little bit lighter here, but this one had Fired Brick, the red one, instead of the tea dye. And you're just gonna go around in circular motions to get colors on the paper, and that's why your background will look like this. You start with the lightest color, so either the green or the red. I think I started with the green, then the red, and then the Vintage Photo. And in the other one I started with green, then tea dye, and then Vintage Photo. So you can use whatever colors you want. Once that is done, you will have a piece of paper with different colors on. This one has dried Mangrid. I think it's called Mangrid. It's orange. So this one has orange, green and brown. And to get these speckles of water and this shine, you will actually need some Perfect Pearls. And they come in these small jars. And for the blue one, I used Perfect Pearls turquoise. And for the other cards that has a little bit of green, it's called Perfect Pearls Kiwi. So kiwi if you want something green, and turquoise if you want something blue. And the thing you do is, you're just gonna take something with water, and either a toothbrush or a brush, a normal brush, and you're just gonna put it in water and get off the water. Then you're gonna dip it in the jar, then you're gonna mix it up with your finger, and then you're just gonna sprinkle on the water like this, like sprinkle like that, so you get water on your, well, I didn't really want water here now, but you get water, and that will make the color bleed. So as you can see here, it has bleeded quite nicely. And then you're just gonna let it to dry, or if you want to hurry it up, you can use maybe a hair dryer or the heating tool to blow some hot air, so it will be nice and dry fast. And that will let you end up with these nice colored speckles that has some shimmer in them. Of course, you could do it with just water, not the Perfect Pearls, if you don't want to have this kind of glimmery thing. going on, but I like the glimmery thing, so I thought that was nice. So this is the kiwi on this card. On here I had also the kiwi, and on here I had also the kiwi, and on this one I had the turquoise, so that's why it is blue, as you can see, blue. So then when you have this as your background, I wanted to have some stamps on them as well. So for these two, I'm gonna take away this background now, so I won't smear my cards because I put some water here. For these two, I used a stamp set by Arte Mio, and I used this pair. I don't think it has any names, but I used the pair, and I stamped on with Vintage Photo. I stamped pair a little here and there. Don't be afraid to go out of the lines, just go out, so not all the pairs will be on the page. They can come out and look really nicely. So those I got the pair, and that's how I ended up with this background. And for this one I used, let me see now, I used this folder by Tim Holtz, Alternations. And does it have a name? No, it says just Alternations. These are like wheels, but not really wheels. Are they wheels? They are like inside a watch. You will find this clockwork. Is it clockwork? I think so. Well, all this kind of clockwork. So I used that for this one. You can't really see it so well. I should have maybe put some water on it. But the thing is I did was I opened up this embossing folder, because this is an embossing folder. It's not really made to be a stamp, but I used it as a stamp. And then I took some ink and I inked it up on the image that I want to have pressed up, and that will give you this nice image. Here you can see the clockwork. So this is what it looks on white paper, and that is what it looks on the card itself. Of course, I also, if you don't have to do this, you can do whatever you have. I tried with this, I was thinking about maybe I wanted, this is by Cuttlebug, writing, and that would look like this. So I thought, would I do that or not, but I decided to use the pair instead. But you could use others as well. It doesn't have to be Tim Holtz. It can be Cuttlebug. This was by Sizzix, and that one was by Cuttlebug. So you can try with different embossing folders to get different kind of results. And that's like the one that you press on this one, and then you have a nice background. As you can see, the corners here are pretty much distressed. Are they called distressed? Not really distressed. They are destroyed. They are not like sharp, they are more like destroyed. And that's really easy. You need some, this is my trash bin, just rubbish. And I took some scissors. These are my metal scissors that I cut with metal. They are really unsharp, but it doesn't matter for me because these are my like metal that I cut metal with, and paper that I'm not really wanting to be so perfect. And then I did like this. Can you see that you get this rough edge here? And I just continued like this. You could, of course, if you have one of those nice destroying tools, paper destroyer, that's great, but I don't have one. So I just went around all the corners doing like this, and that will give you, can you see that it's like destroyed? That is straight and that is destroyed. And once all the corners and all the paper was destroyed, I took some tea dye. No, that is not tea dye. You could use tea dye, that is a little bit lighter, but this is Vintage Photo. And then I went around the corners with Vintage Photo, and that will give you that nice old looking paper edge. So that's just something I do, just normal scissors and ripping it like that. Maybe not use your best scissors, try to use some trash scissors, some scissors that it doesn't matter if they become unsharp. And that's how I did the background. Then I just glued it on. For this one, the other ones I didn't do anything special to them. For this one I used this little cutter. I don't remember the name of it. Let's see now, I just bought it. It's paper puncher, doesn't have really a name. And I just cut out these small leaves here and I glued them on the inside. These small papers here I also glued. It was just that I cut out of the same paper, cut out a little bit so it wouldn't be, because you start out with this. The size doesn't matter, you can use whatever size you want, by the way. So that's how I got those small there. These holes here I did with my crocodile. Used the 3x16 hole. Then I put some eyelets there. And then I put through the holes some twine. And I untwined at the edges. And I just made a bow. Is it a bow or a ribbon? I never know. But I just made these two loops and these ends here. And I untwined the ends so they look like that. And to glue it secure that it won't get up, I used my hot melting glue gun to really secure the bow. And for this one I only used 2 eyelets. For these I used 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see I just twined them through the background. You can do whatever kind of loops you want. And then I just made this bow here. Then for this greeting, gratis means congratulations, stamped it on some beige paper, cut it out with deckled scissors, and then I put some color on the sides, vintage photo. I also cut out some, it's called, some paper, and I also used the deckled scissors for that one, and I also put some vintage photo. And to leave it a little bit popping up, I glue them together, the greeting and the other paper. And my tongue is twisted, sorry. To make them pop out a little bit together, I put on some dimensional double-sided tape that it's like that thick, so you can see that it stands out a little bit. I did that for all these cards. And then I just have my personal greeting on the back side, nothing fancy. And these are for going to males, and that is going to a female. And they're kind of autumn-ish, so these are great as an autumn card for friends or relatives or even girls or boys. And that's pretty much how I made these cards. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and really try out the technique with distress ink and water. They will really bleed nicely, as you can see here, they are bleeding. And then use the shimmer as well by Perfect Pearls. They will look really nicely, as you can see. It's sort of like, well, it looks like it's been raining. So I really like this bleeding technique, it's nice. So try it out and have a great day. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye. See ya.